Good afternoon, Kingsley community. This is Pastor Colleen Wehrman coming to you with another daily devotion. Trying to get my camera set up here. Coming to you in the afternoon because I had a couple of meetings back to back this morning starting at 7:30, so better late than never. It's April 7th, 2021, and we're continuing the Ignatian Workout for Lent by Tim Muldoon. And we are in exercise 32, Recognizing Jesus. So this is Mary weeping outside the tomb, John 20, verses 11 through 16. Mary stood weeping outside the tomb. As she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb, and she saw two angels in white sitting where the body of Jesus had been lying, one at the head and the other at the feet. They said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." When she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she didn't know that it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" Supposing him to be the gardener, she said to him, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will go, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, Rabboni, which means teacher. So Tim writes in his devotion, in the scene from John's Gospel, Mary Magdalene has just returned to Jesus' tomb after telling Peter and John that it was empty. The two men sprint to the tomb and make a fuss before deciding that something must be done. Mary can only sit, wait, and weep. Jesus cannot reveal himself to the busy men. He can only reveal himself to the one who waits in her grief. She herself is too saddened to see what has happened. Only Jesus can open her eyes and turn her sorrow into rejoicing. Not long before his death, Jesus had promised to his disciples, saying in John 16, 20 through 22, "I very truly, I tell you, you will weep and mourn, but the world will rejoice, and you will have pain, but your pain will turn to joy." Now Mary's heart is lifted. She cannot know what it will mean, but for this moment it will be enough that she is once again with her beloved teacher, and her fear is gone. So Tim writes, find an image or icon of Jesus that allows you to see him with the eyes of your heart. Speak your heart to him and listen to him. And then his action for us today is to express your love for someone who is a living icon of Christ. A parent, a spouse, a brother, a sister, a friend. Do not let the day go by without telling this person how much he or she means to you. So that's our action for today. So interesting that, yes, this is a scene where Mary comes back to the tomb after she's already been there to see that it's empty, and she comes back thinking someone has taken Jesus away. And it is in her grief and in her pain that Jesus reveals himself in a way that she had never seen him before or had experienced him before. So that speaks to us about when we're in pain and grieving and mourning, that Jesus will reveal himself to us in ways that we've never experienced. He will give us that peace that passes all understanding. He will give us comfort. He will give us assurance that we'll see our loved ones again. So these things we can glean from the scripture with Mary weeping at the tomb of Christ. So she sees him, but she doesn't recognize him. So that speaks also to the fact that sometimes how God provides comfort in the midst of suffering and grief may be surprising to us, but we should be looking for Jesus to be with us and to be comforting us and meeting needs in the midst of pain and suffering. God doesn't go anywhere in the midst of pain and suffering. He's right there with us. And so these are a couple of things we can glean from this scripture. And in the meantime, you can do those two action items that Tim said. You know, find an image of Christ that speaks to your heart. Again, I said that it's the laughing Jesus for me. I love the picture of the laughing Jesus because it speaks to me about him just having fun, just having some good times with his disciples maybe. We don't know why he was laughing. Maybe when he gathered the children and one of them told a joke. Do you ever have a child tell a joke and they think they're so funny you just have to laugh because they think they're so funny? You know, or it might have just been a laughter, you know, because maybe Peter said something funny again. Who knows why Jesus was laughing? But we know that he would laugh, so he's not this stern guy that walked around the face of the earth. He did go to a wedding. Remember, that was his first miracle, turn water into wine. So he did celebrate, and so we are thankful for those images of Jesus. So picture Jesus, get an icon or an image of him that speaks to your heart, and then speak to him. And then remember those people that remind you of God and what they do for God, and thank them for it. All right, that's all I got today, so I will see you tomorrow on Thursday. And until then, enjoy the rest of your afternoon.